Hi, Jack. Why you look so sad?
Just broke up with my girlfriend. Crushed.
Oh my goodness. Wait, here, I got some hot water for you.
What? Like, what is this guy doing? No, thank you.
What shall I do with the water? Damn, we need a hot water machine. Hi guys, welcome to the Jujube, and I'm Ting Ting.
And I'm Jack. I'm from the United States of America, but I've been living in China now for a little over 2 years.
And I'm Chinese, and I've lived in the UK for almost 2 years.
So on our program, we typically just talk about differences between the West and the East, culture-wise.
To start with, I have a little question for Jack. Let's imagine that you just finished playing the basketball and you feel kind of thirsty. And I have many choices for you. We got orange juice, coffee, and water, and Coke. And each one we have the warm one and the ice one. So in this condition, which one will you choose?
I'm probably going to go for the iced water.
Ice water.
And what about you?
I will choose the warm water. Or many people call it hot water.
Right. So also water, but the hot version. That is maybe something that a lot of Americans or people from the West in general are curious about. Why do Chinese people like hot water so much? For me, my first time in China was in summer of 2017, and I came here with like a group on a study abroad type of thing. That would probably be the first time I really saw people drinking hot water. I would go to restaurants and they don't give you like a cup of ice water like they do in the United States or in Western countries. They give you hot water. Sometimes it's kind of like warm or just kind of generally hot. Sometimes it's like really hot. The thing that got me the most is just how long you have to wait. Like I might already be done with the whole meal and my water is still too hot and I'm like thirsty. Like I still can't drink it. So that was something that I had to adjust to, like almost like methods of cooling it down. Like sometimes I pour it into different receptacles back and forth, or I like stir it around with chopsticks, or like blow on it. So I figured out how to deal with it, kind of.
So that's really tricky for you, right?
It was.
What shall I do with the water? When I studied in the UK, so you know in UK there's not always some condition or place for you to offer the hot water or warm water. Mostly there are just tap water. That drives the Chinese students crazy because they can't find hot water in the library or in other common like public places. The Chinese students, they found a temporary union and they write email to the university to appeal that, damn, we need a hot water machine. Otherwise, how can we survive during we writing the essay, the dissertation, so all the things. So you know what? Lastly, the university they did that. They set a hot water machine in the main library, and finally, Chinese students or the Asian students they feel, wow, we're happy now.
It was a success then.
Yeah, but there's an interesting point that they write something on the machine to say that, caution, this is super hot water. Like the caution, the stuff said on the machine, I think that's a misunderstanding maybe of most Western people. They saw that Chinese people drink the really hot water, like the boiling water. But actually, we do drink like the warm water. I think it's close to the body temperature or room temperature, around 30 to 40 degrees, not higher than 50. So most of the time we just boiled the water and we wait a while, want it to cool down, then we drink the warm water.
Right, so like around 100 degrees, which I guess is pretty acceptable.
Yeah, we're also afraid of getting burned, okay?
Yeah, so not boiling, scalding water. Although sometimes it is very hot, I will say. Hot water for me, one of the main things that I like about it, when you're sick, it really does make you feel better. If I have like a cold or something, like stuffed up nose, or my throat feels bad, it's really good for the throat. Because it's like when you wash dishes, or you wash clothes, or wash anything really, it's typically you use warm or hot water. It's the same thing with your throat. If you use hot or warm water, it feels like any phlegm or anything like that just like gone. The
first reason is very simple, just to keep your body warm and you feel much more comfortable, especially when you got sick. Right? And also I think for most girls who go through their periods, they also prefer hot water.
I wouldn't know much about that, but I'm sure it works. A reason why hot water culture is not as popular in the West, I think is because in China, hot water was used to sanitize, right?
Sanitize, yes.
To get rid of any bacteria or whatever.
Yeah.
And the West, I think a lot of the times, we would just use alcohol. Like, people would just drink beer. Like, not a lot of people would drink really water, per se. They would just drink, like, beer.
I think it comes...
the normal thing. So they would use alcohol to sanitize rather than
it
boiling
comes from the ancient time, right? I think maybe from the Middle Ages.
People like coming over on boats and stuff on the Mayflower or what have you, they drank beer as that was like the normal drink. You didn't drink water, you drank beer as like your everyday drink. So that's how they got rid of disease rather than boiling.
Also, that's the same point why Chinese people prefer hot water from the ancient times. Like from the Middle Ages in China, because we don't have much condition for like any sanitary thing, or we don't have that kind of machine or any conditions. So the boiled water is the easiest way for anti-plague or anti-epidemic. So we use this for disinfection. That's very easy in the old times compared to other ways, I think.
That's still present today, though. Like, that's not just in the old times. Like, if you go to some restaurants in China, they come out with the hot water, right, in the pot, and you have, like, your bowl and your plate and your cup. And some people will take the hot water and they will pour it on all the silverware first. They will dip it in the hot water to like sanitize it, to kill the germs, and then they use it. So they will literally use the hot water in the restaurant to sanitize.
That also happens on me.
Yeah, you do that as well?
I would do that, yeah. There's also some, I think, cultural reasons. Like the traditional Chinese conception about yin and yang. Have you ever heard this kind of conception?
Of course.
Yeah. Yin and yang. Yeah, and most Chinese people believe that we should try our best to get a balance between the yin and yang. So that's kind of balance that when we talk about drinking something, drinking water, we don't prefer like too hot or too cold. We should find a middle point, like the warm water.
Ice water is just too extreme.
Yeah, too extreme.
Which one is yin and which one is yang? Is cold water yin or is it yang?
Cold water we call it yin.
Okay, cold water is yin.
Yeah, and hot water is yang. And mostly people think that yang, if you get more energy or more power of yang, you can be much more healthier and you can get more energy and you feel much better every day.
You say no extremes, like no like really cold, no like really hot, but sometimes it is really hot. But I guess more yang is better than more yin, so I guess that's kind of
it do happen. So in China, thermos is really popular. And also there's a saying that the middle-aged people, the middle-aged Chinese men mostly, they got a thermos every day with them. And with gochi.
A little like, what are they, berries that you put in there? It's like little like red berries?
Yeah, they believe that the hot water with the some kind of berries, Chinese foods can keep them healthy. I think there's also another important reason. People's conception about how to keep fit, how to keep a good health, is more like connected with the things we drink and the things we eat.
In the United States, there's definitely the idea that what you eat and what you drink affects your health as well, of course, but not necessarily temperature-wise.
Do you think that we have to go some kind of hot soup to keep healthier or kind of this?
Like if you're sick, the whole thing of like chicken noodle soup is a very real thing. Like when I was little, I used to eat that if I was sick. And it's also something that's hot. And I think to a large extent why chicken noodle soup makes you feel better is because it's hot.
So I think that's similar, right? That's similar to like with the Chinese people. We think that the hot things is related with health. Right? Hot water, hot soup, and we eat hot soup noodles.
Right.
And also there's another interesting thing is Chinese people, they love soak feet with hot water. You know what? 泡脚, yeah. Soak your feet in the hot water. You have a bowl and you put your feet in the hot water and for like half an hour and you feel your body warm. And people think that when I feel warm in my body, I'm healthy. I'm in good health.
Calm.
Yeah, you're calm. Your health calm. Yeah, I'm strong now.
Yeah, and that's like a thing prevalent in like all age groups. That's not even just like a thing old people do. Like
mostly happen to elder people in
right.
China.
But I've seen young people do it too. Like at my university, like my Chinese friends, I might go to their dorm, and Chinese dorms are very crowded. There's like 5 or 6, sometimes even like 8 kids in one dorm room. And I go into this dorm room full of like all these Chinese dudes. I feel like every time, if you go in at night, without fail, there's like a Chinese dude just sitting there with his feet in water, just like soaking. So I have still not to this day done.
Have you ever tried?
I have not done the foot soak. I guess I've thought about it, but it just seems like too much trouble. Like if I'm gonna do that, I might as well just take a shower. But I think it's still different. It's not the same effect as taking a shower, right? So I don't know, maybe one day.
With all the stories, the experience, and the discussions we did today, you're gonna find that it's really common in China that people drink hot water. And I think that drinking hot water has become part of the Chinese culture in daily life.
Right. It's such a common thing that it often becomes a recommendation for any problem you could ever have. Oh my gosh, I'm exhausted. I have no energy today.
Oh, Jack, maybe you can take some hot water. Maybe you could feel better.
Oh goodness.
What's wrong with you, Jack?
I think I got the flu.
Oh, take some hot water, please.
Oh, hot water, okay.
Hi, Jack. Why you look so sad?
Just broke up with my girlfriend. Crushed.
Oh my goodness. Wait, here, I got some hot water for you. All in all, just remember, drink more hot water.
多喝热水. And if you like the program and want to learn more about differences between China and the West, then make sure to subscribe and like, and stay tuned for more.